Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Cafe Scrambler Bike Build Project 400.
The hybrid.
Indeed. So, what's on the cards for today?
Well, I thought maybe we would take off all of these bits and pieces, coils and bits of wire and stuff that's in the way.
Pedals and accelerator and
kickstarts and
weird oily thing.
The other chain and the exhaust and all that guff. And then if we've got time, get this engine out and we'll just have a rolling frame.
Yay! And then, once everything's off and all these pipes are off and everything else, this frame is going to be...
We're going to get it media blasted and then we'll modify it, media blast it, and then get it
Media blast?
Yeah.
Media blast?
Well, they don't use sand these days, they use bits
Media?
Yeah, they use media.
What, throw it on TV and
Yeah.
hit it with loads of advertising?
Well, they use a blasting media.
Do they?
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
I've seen it on telly. Don't it?
It's just not a meteor blast.
No, but people call it sandblasting, but they don't always use sand. They use various different materials, whether it's soda or whatever, to take muck off. We're going to get it blasted to remove all of the powder coating and paint that's on it and muck, and then it will be powder coated.
And what colour is it going to be? It's going to be a metallic gunmetal grey, the frame.
And that's in or gloss?
Yes.
We haven't decided.
No.
Okay.
And that's going to complement, hopefully, the tank and the side panels, which are going to be metallic burnt orange.
Nice.
Yes. Looking forward to it. Very excited. So let's get cracking. The first thing we're going to do is get the exhaust off. Now, it's always handy to have some lubrication with you to eat through the rust, because obviously they've been on there for quite a while. Now, you can use something like this, the old traditional WD-40 that a lot of people tend to use, but we like to use this Plus Gas. Now, this is what we use to get the spark plugs out of the Mustang, and it's great for eating through rust and congealed grime.
Penetrating.
That. Very good stuff. Highly recommend that.
Yep.
Now, what you expect to find on these, and what we are actually finding, is that they're supposed to be 10mm or M6 nuts on these, but someone has replaced one in the past and they've stuck an M8 on it. They're not actually too bad. They're not rusty and they're coming off quite easily, aren't they?
Yeah, they've all undone nicely.
So, one side at a time. Once we've done that side,
Like we
pass
said
it
in the
through,
last
and
video,
I'll do this side.
someone's been here before us.
Yes.
It's actually really nice to work on. It's all just coming apart.
Not as good as a brand new one, of course, but
Oh no, but it's pretty good.
yeah. And they're really, like you say, they're coming away really easily.
I mean, I've obviously gone across and loosened them all prior, but still, they're in pretty good shape. Threads all need cleaning up, but I've got a kit for that.
Now, we highly recommend, when you're doing things like this, when you get to the intricate stuff, to take photographs along the way. Now, we don't need to take photographs of the exhaust because it's very obvious, really. It can only really go one way. But when it gets to the details like you're dealing with carburetors and the wires and the coils and everything else, it's always good to, one, have a wiring diagram, and two, take photographs, like I said.
There appears to only be one bolt at the back here, which holds both the rear peg and the exhaust on the back end here.
That rear peg will not be going back on.
Nope, because we have a single seat to go back on, so we don't need rear pegs.
So, ready to come off?
Yep.
Out she comes. Ta-da!
Freedom.
The exhaust appears to be leaking somewhat. There's quite a bit of rust in there.
What is that?
It just won't stop. That's a lot of rust. That's a big pile. You can't really see it from this angle, but it's actually quite high. That's a lot of rust inside the exhaust.
Wow. And yet the exhaust is still in reasonable shape.
Well, apart from the inside, clearly.
Yeah. I've probably had baffles in it once.
It's actually baffling how much rust is inside it.
Very good.
See what I did there? At this point, we're just having a discussion as to whether that bracket, as in this one here, can come off. Obviously not unbolt, and we're going to cut it off because it's not necessary. The exhaust, we're planning on having a 4-into-1 under here and just angle out to the side, or maybe even down. I haven't decided whether to have it down or not yet.
No, we'll figure something out when nearer the time.
Yeah. So that bracket's useless. We're not going to have the rear peg. The front peg's going to stay where it is. They're going to change, of course, but they're going to be in the same position. Although we're considering possibly moving it back. I don't know about the stance. If the seat is here, my legs are going to be here, and I don't know whether to have them angled back or forward.
I think your seating position, due to the length of the new tank, is also going to be pushed back very slightly.
It is. The tank comes back about 2 inches.
Yeah, so you're already going to be in a
further back position.
Forward
So
footing
my feet
position.
are going to, yes, too far forward. I
So
don't
it
like
might be
that.
worth bringing them, maybe adjusting this bracket and moving them further back.
But then we've got nothing on this side. There's no holes on this side because there's no exhaust mounting bracket on this side. So after some deliberation, Malcolm's come up with a possible solution, which is...
I was thinking possibly, if we're only going to move these pegs back to maybe here,
Yeah.
we could cut these off, move them forward and weld them back on again, so shorten them, put them back so that they don't come all the way back here, they'll sort of come to here maybe. So it's just enough to support this stuff.
Basically, cut here, and mount this bit here.
Yeah, maybe not cut quite so much off, but yeah, just make it shorter so we haven't got this massive
Yeah.
superfluous metal at the back.
Yeah. Of course, you have to remember that on this bike, this swing arm is not standard. It was an aftermarket one or off some other bike.
Yeah,
We're
we
still
don't know
not
what that
quite
is,
sure
do we?
where that's from.
But it fits.
It does fit and it works.
Yeah.
And it's going to leave us a decent enough room to hopefully get a 120 knobbly tyre in the middle there. These springs are going to change as well, I think. Might go for the double oil-filled dampeners. What do you reckon?
Of a separate
Yeah.
reservoir.
Yeah, like the ones that are on my Mondial.
Yeah.
And they were like a nice burnt orange style oil filler as well, so that should go quite nicely with the bike.
Well, you can always paint whatever you get, can't you?
Yes.
My only concern about moving the pegs back onto these brackets is that ideally you want to be able to put your full body weight onto the pegs. And if we've just moved these brackets forward, I don't know whether they'll be entirely strong enough for the purpose in hand. However, we know that this wheel won't drop down anymore, so if we was to put a brace from one side to the other, we could tie the two together and just amp up the strength a little bit because it'll be pushing together.
Of course, that can't be done until the rear shocks are on.
Rear shocks are on.
And we know the gap we've got.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to do is put the brace across, then put rear shocks on, and then find that it's
Hanging
moved
down
up a bit.
more. Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
chain's in the way.
Well, we ideally want the shocks to be the same length. We don't want to be going too much further down, really.
No, so I need to get them ordered as soon as possible.
So I guess so, yeah.
Guess what? New shocks are coming. So next, the clocks come off.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Now these we're going to keep. This is going to change. We're going to get rid of this panel in the middle. We're going to have a nice aluminium panel down there with some lights on, and the barrel is going to be replaced for a new barrel, which we've already got, and that's going to be down here on the side of the bike. So
Where?
don't need that.
Are we going to push these together as well?
Oh yeah, they're going to be closer together, but we're going to keep these clocks because I quite like them. We've hit upon a snag. Now these ideally just slide straight off, but Honda in their infinite wisdom thought a good idea is to put all the wires inside the handlebars and jam it all up. So it makes it a lot harder for getting it off. I think the easiest thing, to be honest, is to undo these, undo that, get them off, and then get them out when the bars are off. So once we've disconnected the clutch cable, which we've just done from the bars up here, and then disconnected the accelerator, undo these, 4 bolts with an Allen key, which is a 6 mil, I think. Yeah, 6 mil.
Just keep them washers. You might need them.
I'll need the washers. Yeah. Then once that's off, the handlebars can come off, and we're going to put the new handlebars on so we can mock up the riding position for when we mount the seat and the tank, and ultimately the foot pegs.
And we'll still be able to move the bike about easily.
Yes, and that. And then we can work out where the gear linkage needs to be and how much we had to adjust that, and the foot brake.
One's a tight one. Right, let's give that a little tap-tapperoo with a hammer.
No, you don't.
We'll do that.
Yay! New handlebars. These are straight drag bars with a 1-inch kickback. These cost £17 on a popular auction website from a company called M&P. The link will be in the description for these if you want to buy them. You can get them slightly more expensive, but if you shop around you can get them at a decent price, and they're exactly the same. Now the best thing to do is when you put these on, don't tighten them up and then put the bars in position, because otherwise you're going to end up with scratches all over the paintwork. So just loosely mount them like so you can still move the bars without scratching them. Make sure they're central, the same either side. Then when you're happy, bolt them up. So that's what we'll do now. So having measured and happy that they are in the position they need to be, you need a person to hold. If you don't have a bod like Malcolm, you can use a wife or a girlfriend, whichever works for you, and then bolt them down. Jobbed. Or, without you know, promoting child labour, if you have a small child, you can if you trust them.
If you're covering all the bases, they might have a husband or boyfriend.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, sorry, without being sexist, if you have a husband or boyfriend and you are a female doing this, which of course you are perfectly adequate and entitled to do.
Yeah.
Let's get that in there. Then there you go.
If you're going to really cover all the bases...
Oh, shut up. Handlebars, slightly long. They are going to be cut down. We should be cutting about an inch off either end, because I think they're going to be slightly too wide the way they are at the moment. Having said that, of course, now sitting on the bike, bearing in mind it'll be a bit higher, these actually feel the right width. Bearing in mind these are where my hands are more likely going to be. Now, I've heard that a lot of people saying these Honda 404s have very thin handlebars. So I like a nice wider handlebar, and this actually feels alright. Once all the gubbins and everything's on, I think it'll be alright. What do you think? And at the end of the day, it's about what's most comfortable to ride. And of course that it looks right and looks good. I think they're okay.
Just evening the sides up a bit. Wasn't really anything on the...
Yeah, it felt heavy on this side.
Next on the list, but the other side's gone, so now this side's gone.
I should feel balanced now.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh, mind you, you're putting the screw back in this one.
That's what it screws on the other side too.
Oh, I'll be fine then.
Yep. Ugh.
At this point, I will leave Malcolm to doing other stuff whilst I make the most important journey of this whole video.
Tea.
The kitchen.
Absolutely. So, just unbolting these coils, so we need to get these out of the way. I was surprised to see just an enormous long bolt that goes right through the whole thing. I was a bit worried about it snapping, but we're alright, it's all good. Coils undone. I'm a big fan of keeping everything together, so I'm just going to pop the bolts back in, so when it's all in a box, when we come to find it later, it's all there as one piece. Obviously I've got to undo these wires, which I don't really know what's going on with these. I presume it's to drop the voltage for these coils, which may not be original ones or something, I don't know.
But it's important to try and keep these wires together because this is an aftermarket unit and it's not easy to replace. So with all the wires still connected and this micro unit taken with it, this can be removed and then you should know exactly where it goes when you go to put it back. Another one.
What's that? Oh dear. Yeah, electronic ignition. So what they've done is they've removed the points.
Put electronic ignition in.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. A lot easier.
They've used these horrible old
pinch
clips
things
which are garbage.
Yeah, can't use them anymore.
No, just...
Haven't used those since 1986 when I was wiring up speakers in my old Cortina and stuff.
Yeah.
I say 1986, it was a bit after that. I didn't start driving until 1991. What we found is the best idea is to remove all the wiring, unplug everything from the front end, unplug everything from the engine, obviously remembering where it goes or labelling it if you need to. This way the whole wiring loom can stay attached to this air box and we can take everything out as one unit. That's the best way to do it if you're planning on using the same wires to go back in. Of course if you're going to rewire the entire bike it's not necessary, but we don't want to rewire the entire bike because it's not necessary. So with all the bolts removed, the air box is the last thing to be unscrewed and this should come out as one piece. It's a little bit fiddly, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to slide out instantly. It needs to come off, up and then down again, doesn't it? There you go.
Bit more from it.
Hang on, this vacuum hose is through the middle here.
Oh yeah.
This is the vacuum hose. Oh, the end's come off.
Oh well.
For the automatic chain oiler, which is coming off. I don't see the point in that unless you're doing a lot of water riding or winter riding maybe.
Superb.
Look at that lot, look. Isn't that fun? This is your department.
Yeah, that's easy stuff, that. All good.
Yeah. Yes, you may have noticed I have changed because I wasn't wearing the ideal colours and clothes for oily stuff. So I am ready for oil. Carbs are now undone. We can take the carburetors off, out the way, and then work on getting the engine undone.
Bit easier than last time.
There you go, yeah. I think you didn't have to do anything. Magic. So then, Malcolm,
Yes.
please tell the ladies and gents what the plan is to get this engine block out.
I think whilst I take off things like this horn and kickstart and whatever else is in the way here, which is actually just those two, if you can pop off this cover
Yep.
and we'll unhook the chain, there's a link on there somewhere we can undo, you'll see it somewhere on there.
And the gear linkage needs to come off.
The gear linkage needs to be popped off and then it's just a case of undoing all the bolts that hold it in.
We've got one here and we've got the bracket on the front here.
Yeah, we'll completely remove the front brackets just to get them out of the way.
Yep.
There's a bracket on this side which we can completely remove and get that out of the way, and hopefully we'll be able to kind of twizzle, twist and wiggle and
Yes, now because of the
wobble
casing, the way it protrudes the frame here and at the bottom, it's going to have to come up and back and then out your side. Because obviously this is part of the frame, whereas on the other side it can be disconnected.
Yeah.
So the one that holds the engine on this side, you can take the actual bracket off. You can't on this side. So clearly it only goes out that way. Having looked a bit closer at it, we don't have to twist it that way at all. It has to go that way and just the back end out first, and then this follows. So the little chrome casing taken off the other side, we've unhooked and taken out the clutch cable. Now undo this bolt, 17mm bolt that goes through the engine. Finding on this bike is that a lot of the nuts and bolts are odd sizes. Well, I thought it was a 15, it's actually a 14. Well, I thought this is a 13, it's actually a 12. We're going to undo the two bolts while Malcolm supports this, and the engine should drop slightly into the frame, and then we'll work out how we're going to pick it up and move it out of the frame. So there it goes.
Yeah. Twizzled it a bit.
So you need to twist up and forward, and then should go out, hopefully, your way.
That's done the ups and forwards.
Yeah, but then you've got this on here.
Be careful with these studs, so it doesn't matter if we bend them because we can replace them.
And this block is still on this shaft down the bottom here.
So do we need to lift it up a bit more and then
it needs to.
twist
I think
it?
the back needs to come up, and then twist it. We don't want to snap any of these off.
No, I don't mind bending them. I just don't want to break them.
Right.
Bending's all right, so we can replace them.
Okay. It's not actually. There, that's it.
So that's that. Oh, I'll flip it over. Studs are completely clear. So now if we
Apart from that
rotate
one,
it,
there's one at the bottom there that's stuck.
yeah, I don't know what that is. It's like an adjuster of some sort. It's got a lock nut and an Allen key thing on it.
Can that come off?
I don't know. We're going to tip oil everywhere if we do that. Okay, that's a bit further.
I can't grab all of anything because you've got the whole block now.
No, I know.
Oh, there you go.
Come around this side. Get as much of voltage as we can.
Yeah. Got.
That's it. And there we go.
Hey! So there we have an empty frame. Now, what comes next, I hear you ask? Is it going to be powder coated? Not quite yet. First of all, we've got to mount the new tank, measure up where that's going to go, and the new pegs to mount it on the front, and then work out where the seat's going to go. Now, this bracket is coming off, and we're going to cut off the back here and put in a frame for the new seat. New seat, new tank, work out where the pegs are going to go, and then...
Actually, as a by and by, I'm thinking we can jack the suspension up just a bit to go with the Scrambler style of it.
Yeah.
And then we can move the rear pegs down a touch also.
Yeah.
So we can do all that at the same time.
Of course,
then,
I have to measure up and get new springs as well.
Yeah.
Make sure they are 8mm at the top, 8mm at the bottom, and adjustable springs.
Yes. With your separate reservoir if you...
Yeah, well,
Sure,
I think I want to go for that. Yeah.
Yes. And then we can send it off, have it blasted, have it powder coated, get it back, and then it's on to reassembly then.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
It's going pretty quickly. And we'll be back pretty soon with that update. In the meantime, we'll also have another car for you, and we've got another motorbike for you. So we'll see you soon. Until then, please ride and drive carefully. Don't forget, the giveaway is coming up. We're very close to 5,000 subscribers now, and so is that outtake video.
Yeah.
Should be quite amusing.
And we've got some more today, I think.
Yes, we have, yes. Until then, thank you very much. See you soon. Bye-bye.